Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you have reached this live, you must know that my name is YM Vaughn. I also go by Y. And anytime you see me go live, you are officially in a love lounge. Make sure to send this to people you want to go up with. An hour of non-corny positivity tonight. Let's go. Terrace Martin on the beat. From his album Times, it's his holiday album. What's up, Mr. Love? What's up, Elite? Humble, what's good? Love each other. Big Will, you can be first. What's up, Jan? If anyone would like to, please put at Raise It Up Y with the rocket, RAISEITUPWY with the rocket, and I'll make sure you have the pinned comment for the rest of the live. Together, I just want to be together forever with you. Forever with you. Forever with you. What's good, everybody? Come on in. Tell a friend. Let me see if anybody... Art of Justice, I just saw you. Got the first love badge. Matthias, love you so much. What's up, Brother Gouda? Oh, Big Will TV, you know you wrong. You usually want to be the one that's pinned. I love it. Cred. C-Red 13. I always call you Cred. I'm getting better at that. Oh, C-Red 13 beat. I can't believe she beat Big Will TV. Big Will, you always say you want to be the one that's pinned. And here you didn't put the comment. There's nothing wrong with it. I just want to make sure you knew I was looking for you. Hello, yes. All of the holiday stuff is happening now. Merch run, new merch run with beanies, fleece lined beanies, hoodies all the way up to 3X from small, as well as some other fun stuff. Jay Black, it's so good seeing y'all in here. Thank you for your love badge purchase, Jay Black and Art of Justin. Everybody, y'all come on in. I see sunshine on my face. I see the mascot of Love Lounge in here. Love Culture, rather. Did you guys know that Wendy had a whole Christmas album? Young Egypt. Hold on, let me get y'all right. So I feel like people didn't know. Hold up. Beat up, baby, baby. Beat up, beat. I just really wanted... Wait. Where is my sister's album? Big Will took my sister's album out of my iTunes. I'm totally playing with you, by the way. Glory Christmas? Ooh. Glory, Wendy Vaughn. Glory. Yes. Why is this not in my thing? It is in my thing. This is so dumb. Okay, yes. Jesus loves you, Egypt. Just robbed barbershop. That on the way to you right now. Paisley, no thank you. No thank you. What's up, Dope Creations? Jan Marley, thank you. I see you. Respect and love. I did not know. Oh, yes. And oh, yes. I got my badges. I need my song. You are right. You are right. No. So, Jay Black, did you know that Wendy has a holiday album? And she's actually featured on one of them. This is a song off of her EP, Glory Christmas by Wendy Vaughn.
It won't be Christmas if you're not with me, sitting by the fire. I won't
Hello,
Christmas
Lambo, what's good?
Sitting by the fire. If I had one,
you gotta support Wendy Vaughn, Crimson.
One thing that I'm missing, baby, Santa, I need my baby next to me. Ooh, Santa, I need my baby next to me.
This is Wendy singing her own Christmas album she wrote.
Each of us in a picture frame, sitting by the fire, smiling and laughter, but it's not the same.
Put Wendy with an I, Wendy Vaughn, Glory Christmas in your Apple Music. You gotta get it. corner stores.
Santa, I need my baby next to me.
This is my favorite part.
So I can see that little party when I surprise you and rocking balls and twisting lips.
Make sure you support Wendy, damn it. Hold up. Oh yes, and oh yes.
My baby next to me. Santa, I need my baby.
And then one of my other favorite singers, his name is Javante. Friends, I'm in the spirit. Yes, fireplace music with hot cocoa, vibing. Let's go, Ches Corners. So this is Terrace Martin's holiday album. It's called Times. Hold up. Silent, silent. Let's go, Terrace Martin. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Lord Finesse, Terrace Martin's holiday album. This is one you put on and just keep going. Friends, put this on and just keep playing it all the way down. Yeah. It's just a silent night, silent night. Silent. It's a silent. It's a silent night. In my family, I don't know how you guys' families do. We also just need music that's just on so we can all start freestyling. This album, Times by Terrace Martin, I think we put this out in 2014. I think 2014 we put this out. Thank you, Big Lil TV, for your love badge purchase. Dope Creations. This is one of my favorites. You know, he put this out during the pandemic. We put out another one for the holiday. Silent night. Ooh. Silent. I told Terrence I should have got on this one with him. Thank you, Hank. What's good? Angie Lins, I see you. So we have stuff that's out. I just wanted y'all to know, in case you wanted some new holiday music, we have stuff for you. I think this is the one we put out 2 years ago. Hey, you can't even move your face. Wendy heard the you heard this one, Wendy?
Yeah, I know snitches get stitches. Yeah, say I've been in the ghetto.
Yep, yeah.
You know me, I'm
This is our holiday one.
Yeah, everything I do it all for you.
2 years ago we put this.
Everything I do it all for you.
Terrace.
Like a new day, a new world.
New day, new world.
Like a new day, a new world. Hey, where you from, fool? This ain't the neighborhood that you come to.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel like everybody celebrates this time of year with music. And we happen to be in Love Culture, a bunch of musicians and artists. We have a lot of our own independent music, which is why we've been able to play all these songs so long without Instagram stealing the moment. Hello? So I think about that because then we can all, I know we already talked about me doing one of those amp shows so that I can really play people's music and the artist gets that, no, gotta send you my shit, bro. Yes, J Black. Yes, you do. Yes, that's like part of the gig here. So we end up putting a bunch of people's stuff together. But no, seriously, when I do the amp show, I'll really need it because that's going to probably be about an hour. We still have to flesh that out. We have to see if we want music plus call in radio type style stuff. So, Mitson, we were just playing a whole bunch of, holiday music and all of our Love Culture inspired holiday music, stuff written by Wendy, stuff written by Terrence, stuff written by YN. So if you have not yet copped, there's an album called Village Days. Terrace wanted me to write poetry around the concept of village days as opposed to holidays. And that's the project that you just heard something off of. So that album is really, really dope, just so y'all know. Got to check on the clock. Okay. Probably won't take too long. Okay, cool. No doubt. No doubt. What's up, Jason? Holiday music makes me happy. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm that type of chick. Especially because we get enough of everything else all year round. And then the only reason that holiday music becomes like is because we hear the same 17 songs in rotation for 24 hours for 30 days. So that's how it gets blah. You know what I'm saying? So I be trying to like put y'all on new music and things like that so that we can have more to choose from, especially from people right here in Love Culture that you all can be supporting. So that's number one. Support loves with holiday music, like I Am Wendy with an I, like Terrace Martin, like YN Vaughn. And on a lot of Terrace's stuff, we have everybody from Javante, who was one of our homeboys. We have, I'm pretty sure Ill Camille is featured somewhere on our stuff. The Policies with YN, Problem, who now goes by his name, Jason Martin. We have a bunch of artists on there. What ruins holiday music for me is the same song by 5 different artists played in the same hour. Okay, for people who purchased a Love Badge, and almost to spite my poor Mitson and what she just said, I'm going to play the Vons' version of This Christmas at the end of this. As if you needed one more Black Negro to be playing This Christmas. However, this version of This Christmas is a little unique because the entire Vaughn family is on this record. You know, it was my sister's idea. Thank you, Angie Lenz. So Angie Lenz, my Big Wheel TV, my Art of Justin, and Jay Black. Thank y'all for purchasing Love Badges. Davon Calder, we see you. I know, Mitson, as if you needed one more. As if you needed one more of that song. Oh, because you know, also, Layla Hathaway is a Love and in Love Culture as well. She has a rendition of This Christmas where she's duetting with her dad. Listen, that motherfucker is dope. But like I say, I can only play, thank you, my Mitson, for your Love Badge purchase. I can only play so much on Instagram because the Instagram police are going to steal the moment. But that's why when some, like Lord Finesse was in here, I'm not sure if he's still in here, but when Lord Finesse comes in here, when Focus comes in here, when Cardiac Flatline comes in here, when some of the people who have bigger music come in the Love Lounge, I try to play them in and play their music, and then it doesn't work because like they're too big, and then pause, and and then they'll get us kicked off. So why Dizzle? Yes, for sure I do. Driving home from work, of course I'll tap in the comment section once I get there. You got it. Don't even trip. You got it. I work at Big Lots and they play the same 50 songs. Big Will. I could imagine. I'm sure of it. But yes, that's the first thing. DJ Just Dave. Yeah. I heard it after I said it. And I was like, but we're here. But we're all here. We're all okay. That's one. Okay, 2. I be trying not to go straight into relationship topics because I feel like when we do, the next 6 at least lives, which is over a month worth of lives, is all about relationship. Like once we get stuck on relationships, we don't come off of relationships. So you all have an option. Do you want the relationship topic or do you want the non-relationship topic? I need to know. Rockets up. Rockets up for relationship topic. Do we want the relationship topic? Those relationship convo are better with your dad. Oh my God. When dad was on, he killed. And he's so freaking weird because he'll be like, I'm not telling y'all nothing y'all don't know. Hi, my Nikita. I'm not telling y'all nothing y'all don't know. I'm not going to be on here with this love stuff because y'all should know this already. I says, Dad, you didn't raise all these humans. You raised me, Wendy, Whitney, Warren, Wayne. You understand me? You didn't raise all these humans. So no, everybody doesn't know a lot of this stuff. So I be trying to get him like Dad, just rock with us, bro. Just rock with us, you know? So my Angie Lynn says, okay, we got rockets up. I got 1 vote for relationship topic. We have a non-relationship topic. So if we are looking at relationships, put me rockets up. If we are putting at non-relationship topics, dang, there is no other. We kind of just do rockets, aren't we? Either best of both. Jan says. Dave says, okay, everybody's going relationships. And of course, Cam just came. So that's a pause again. Cam just appeared. Just Dave. Now that you're in the room, I'm going to be doing this all day. Okay. So, yeah, especially when, what's up, Herbs? Pause. Dad's music did raise us. No, damn it. Yes. Okay. Davon, I apologize. I stand corrected. You are right. Dad's music did raise y'all. You are right. Okay, I can dig it. Miss, I think it's Kara J. I see yours heavy on the pause is like, it's right there. It's so heavy. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to get the relationship topic started after I go pay the water bill. I've been drinking a lot of water today, so that's my bad. You understand me? So, how about we continue some music with Terrace?
We the tight off. Homicide coming, ain't nobody talking. Plead the Fifth Amendment, everybody walking. That's how it all goes when the dice roll out and the elements test what you all about. Another life gone as the world goes round. I know it's so cold. All these lost souls. Lately, I've been saving more money. Yeah, I know snitches get stitches. Yeah, say I've been in the ghetto. And if you know me, I'm gonna get it. Yeah, everything I do it all for you. Everything I do it all for you. Feel like a new day, a new one. Feel like a new day. I'm from where cops roll around, gunshots, it ain't no warnings. The ones say they love you, but death be plotting on you. Niggas get football numbers for playing the corner. Home invasion, yeah, they all in your crib like they were on 'em. Penny for thoughts, nigga get lost. Shooting like when white folks do crime, your wig be off. God help us, cause even the minister sinister dog. Yeah, you smiling, but your energy speaking grimmish remarks. This is art, our heroes become heroes. Crackers, they make examples out the nigga in the struggle who let feelings get a sample. Yeah, the kid that's tired of pulling dirty clothes out the hamper that his brother handed to him, cause his mother never had it. Yeah, his father was an addict, and he had to pick up the slack. He knows what truly matters to him. I'm grateful
Let's
for that.
go! You hear that talk box right there, bro? What's that?
My dreams never belly up, I'm hype behind the cam. They never know that they be out with the diaper bag.
Lately I've been saving my money. Yeah, I know snitches get stitches. Yeah, say I've been in the ghetto. And if you know it, I'm gonna get it. Yeah, everything I do it all for you. Everything I do it all for you. Then I get a new day and new water. Then I get a new day and new water.
Okay, Anna is back. I've been drinking more water. And it's a oh wait, just days. If you think that part is, look at this. Hold on. Alex Isley, enter. Hassani. This is Terrace Martin. Alex Isley. I don't know. That's probably Terrace. Terrace talk box. And I hear Problem. I hear Problem singing in there. Y'all don't know that Problem sings. Jason sings. I think I might even have a poem. Are you hearing this? He has me do a poem, I think. Sing, Alex.
The rat race,
Hold up.
the paper chase, the unending maze seems to fade around the days that some call holy.
Hey.
But even that can cause other wise men to argue mangers and halos with karma and rainbows and turn the only time Earth agrees on family into some form of Greek tragedy.
Woo! Cash.
The way I see it, we can call these
Village Day.
where regardless of the reason,
Young nigga, get your money up. Let's go, Cam. Hold on. Relationship topic coming. Come on. But
Get yourself love up too. Cause can't no one love you like you will love you. So you gotta get your money up. Get yourself love up too. Cause can't nothing fuck with you if you fuck with you.
woo! Cause can't nothing fuck with you if you fuck with you. Yo! I love positive that just non-corny positive, bro. Y'all know what we is. Big Will, thank you. He said, why ate that poem? Thank you very much. And we will have to probably explicate that poem on a episode of Raise It Up Why. That'll help kind of put some stuff. Cash, I don't know if you had ever heard that. I actually explicated Rex Life Raj's part of this song. That's what I did. I didn't do my poem. I see what I did. No, they're killing Cam and everybody. This is Terrace's 2020 release, right at the end of 2020. Can't nothing F with you if you F with you. Oh, I got you, DJ. I got you. Young nigga, get your money up is what he says. But you gotta get your self-love up too. Come on.
Young nigga, get your money up. But get your self-love up too. Cause can't no one love you like you gon' love you. So young nigga, get your money up. Better get yourself love up too. Cause can't nothing fuck with you if you fuck with you. Look for love in the wrong places, you'll never find it.
Woo! No, this dude, Rex Life Raj, went out of this world on there. I'm sorry. But, my bad. That's a whole nother live. We will get into that. Yeah. A relationship is a compliment to me when I love myself. Okay. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all remind me, DJ Just Dave and anyone else, if y'all remind me at the end of this live, and I will be done with this live at 8, which is in about an hour and a half, so that I can go to the gym. Okay. So, all my students who don't like when I go fit, I'm sorry. I need the gym, huh? Okay, thank you. Ari, baby cousin, how you doing? So, Carrington, Mitson, Urban, Killer Cam, my man, Y Dizzle, DJ Just Dave, Davon, all of the homies are in here, okay? We are here. Love Culture is in the building. Big Will is in the building. We're all here, okay? I kind of tried to give you all the option, Dope Creations, to get another topic cracking. But I know y'all, and y'all wanted relationship. So, hold on. Let me see if I can send this to one more person. Cash, are you still in here? Can y'all see if Cash is still in here? W. Oh, there we go. Hold up. I wanted to send this to Cash. How can you guys tell if Cash is still in here? I don't know how to do that. You guys be telling me sometimes when people are here or not. Hit him with Mr. Jackson. We about to get into this relationship topic right here. I'm the main course. The relationship is just the hot sauce. Well, that's another way to put it. Okay, Cash is here. I just sent this Cash to the other person who helped with this. Cash here. Yeah, no, Cash is here. Cash is here. I'm asking about this because Cash, where's our conversation? I see it. We, ladies and gents of Love Culture, sometimes when we are all in a synchronized spirit, what will end up happening? Yeah, no, Lord Finesse was definitely here. We have an episode together. If anybody has missed that, let me know. That should be public. Because it was before I got my subscriptions up. Right now, if you want to see any of our playbacks of if you want to see any of our playbacks of these Love Culture conversations here in the Love Lounge, pause due to poor connection. Am I here? Hi, the trees gently sway. I think I'm still here, but my phone said that we were off for a second. I think I'm here with you guys. I'll keep going. So yeah, so when Lord Finesse was in here, that was before I had the subscriptions. So I see you still. Okay, there we go. And I can hear you. Okay, cool. Thank you, Cam and Dope. So if ever you want to see one of our previous talks, you just go to the little TV icon, which I don't think is there anymore because their dick measuring contest with TikTok might make everything a reel now. So maybe it's the reel section of my Wyana page, this page that you're on. Go there and you can look where it says series, and I have all of the Love Tuesday conversations. Oh, it just did it again. I don't know if you guys, yeah, it just did that again. So I'm pretty not happy about that. Hi, my Erica Inner Radiance, and my I saw my Jaleesa. So it's there. Okay, cool, perfect. Thank you. And yeah, it's Lord Finesse stayed in for the whole live, if I'm not mistaken, that particular episode. So make sure that you guys see that. High Flower. And also, anytime you all need some good, what's up, Mr. Slim? Some good energy, but you guys don't catch me or I'm not live, you know that there's an actual podcast. What we do on these Love Tuesdays is conversations that come from topics that we've already covered on my podcast. What's the podcast? C Red 13 helped us out. Raise It Up Y, RAISEITUPWY, and all of the loves end up saying rockets up on these hoes. Okay, so long story. If you don't understand what that rockets up on these hoes thing mean, you'll have to get. I'll have to break it down for you another day again. So, relationship topic goes like this. I hope we have some lady loves over 30. I hope we have some lady loves in here that are over the age of 30, because we're going to rely on you. If you are not a lady love over the age of 30, but you know some, I would heavily suggest sending this live right now to your homegirls, to people who would like to chime in, because with the way I do things, I usually have a lot of gentlemen loves, and we usually end up needing more female loves, more lady loves, and their opinions. So if anybody needs to, I'm buying you time. I'm stalling on purpose so that they can catch the beginning of this. You can send this live to any of you. I'm laughing, just DJ J. You can send this live to any of your friends. All right, lady loves 30 and older. All right, and growner and riper. Okay, that's who this conversation is going to rely heavily on. Everybody, I got everybody's opinion. Yeah, girl, you know I got opinions enough for everybody. Mitson, this is making me very happy. Thank you very much. So, and we start. Oh, Flower, you already know. Some of us are on the 4th floor. Mitson, some of us are privileged enough to be on the 4th floor. Hello. The 30s was cute, though. I enjoyed them immensely. They were amazing. But the 4th floor has some swiss. You understand? Okay. Starting at the first meme for conversation. Dating a woman after 30 is miserable, says Edgar. It's just a job interview. Where do you do for a living? Where do you live? Do you rent or do you own? What kind of car do you drive? Etc. These women want to qualify you materialistically to see if you can be their retirement plan. Hold on to that. That's the first piece of this. Like I was explaining before, sometimes in love culture, we are on a similar accord. So one gentleman love sent me that and said, maybe this could be a love lounge discussion, right? In love culture. The next DM I read came from a young man who sent this and said, maybe this can be a love lounge discussion.
I'm single, you're single. What do you say we get married?
Well, I'm glad you finally decided on the direct approach.
Yeah, well, I'm a businessman at heart.
As am I. What's your offer?
Single rich male seeks matrimony.
Primary residence?
Westchester County.
Would you be open to considering a secondary residence in Manhattan?
Central Park West.
South.
Done. Time spent together.
8 hours, 5 days a week.
7 hours, 12 hours weekends.
55 hours aggregate. Specifics to be determined later.
I'm amenable to that. Children.
1,
3.
2.
Done. But one of them has to be a male.
I'll see what I can do. Vacates?
December, Hawaii.
June, the vineyard.
June, fine, but Hawaii.
Nope, the vineyard.
Is that a deal breaker for you?
I'm afraid so.
Me too. Well, we gave it a shot.
I'm sure you'll find a better match.
Thanks, Melanie. I'm single, you're...
So, I want to, with those things in mind, I want to discuss when we are dating in our 30s, dare I even say some of us in our 40s. When we are dating, my question is, has that process just become a job interview? That's the question. In dating in our 30s and our 40s, has that process simply become as information gathering as a job interview? That's my question. I love this. So someone said BS. DJ Just Dave said, Edgar needs to get his glasses checked. Mitson gave the emoji. Why Dizzle said, oh Lord. And Interradius said, oh Lord too. Cam, who is 20X. We never know what Cam is. He's the only age shifter in love culture. He's 25. But Cam says, I mean, that's not just women in their 40s though. Westchester's expensive by itself, says Just Dave. That was from the clip. Davon said, sometimes material things equate to maturity, whereas not having it at a certain age is a sign of immaturity, says Davon Calder. Young Egypt said, that was a lot going on, and I agree. DJ Just Dave says, women like that want that type of man, but don't want to put in the work that comes in with that. DJ Just Dave, we might have to have you expound. James, official relationship if the head's right. That's open to interpretation there, especially if I'm in a lazy brain. Is that the news radio sitcom? Oh, I don't know, Big Will. I don't know where that came from. Lover says, I like it. Flower said, question mark. Cash says, transactional. Rockets up, Kiara. Manisi Poo. Brown Sugar Erica, not necessarily. You are just getting to know the other person. Jay Allen says, yes, I just had a woman ask me to tell her about myself. Okay. Jay Allen, I need to know more about how that went, by the way. Okay, Mr. Jackson's getting real. It has, but honestly, 2020 fucked me up with the interview process. Why? Because I appreciate my space opposed to how I was before the year of COVID without taking a deep dive. I have heard that a lot, just so you know, Mr. Jackson. Flower, what was the question? Has dating in the 30s and 40s become a job interview? Has dating in the 30s and 40s become a transactional job interview? So DJ Just Dave said, hell yeah. Big Will says, raise it up why I've seen 60-year-olds dating off lazy bums. Oh, really? My Mickey Urban says, in this day and age with dating some women expect it all right out of the gate. When we say some women expect it all, define it all. What is it all? Did you get the question?
No, what is it? I heard that there was a debate on whether or not to do relationships, and pretty much Killer Cam was...
It's always Killer Cam. Edgar says, dating a woman, this is where, in case you guys haven't come in, this is where the live started at, question-wise, for the Love Lounge. Dating a woman after 30 is miserable. It's just a job interview.
What's that?
What do you do for a living? Where do you live? Do you rent or do you own? What kind of car do you drive, etc.? These women want to qualify you materialistically to see if you can be their retirement plan.
Damn.
That was what One Love had sent. And right directly after this clip.
Single? What do you say we get married?
Y'all just listen.
Well, I'm glad you finally decided on the direct approach.
Yeah, well, I'm a businessman at heart.
As am I. What's your offer?
Single rich male seeks matrimony.
Primary residence?
Westchester County.
Would you be open to considering a secondary residence in Manhattan?
Central Park West.
South.
Done. Time spent together.
8 hours, 5 days a week.
7 hours, 12 hours weekends.
55 hours aggregate. Specifics to be determined later.
I'm amenable to that. Children.
1,
3.
2.
Done. Not one of them has to be a male.
I'll see what I can do. Vacates.
December, Hawaii.
June, the vineyard.
June fine, but Hawaii.
Nope, the vineyard.
Is that a deal breaker for you?
I'm afraid so.
Me too. Well, we gave it a shot.
I'm sure you'll find a better match.
Thanks, Tony. I'm single, you're
That's
single.
hilarious.
What are your thoughts, Wee? They're all answering as well.
Oh
They're all
my
saying
God.
Wendy with an I. Cash said with an I and everything. Where's the true building between the one you hope for? James asks. Good question. Urban Counselor says, pay my bills, get a trip set up. Next time we hang out, paying for you and my homegirls too. You want the whole world, but we don't know each other. That's what Urban is saying. Hold on. Oh, wait. Oh, I missed a couple. Hold on. Everyone say hi, Wendy. And then DJ Just Dave. Application come in and I am the interviewer, credit checks, hospital records, all that I am going to make sure she is not going to be a leech.
Y'all, this is the thing.
Just someone that wants to do all the work.
In our current dating situation, we're all in a situationship. That's what I would say. And it's because more than ever at this time, especially if you're in your 30s and you haven't already been puppy loving it ever since earlier years.
Yeah.
Then you're constantly, both people at over 30 are looking at bringing more to the table. And there are a lot of people out here who don't really know what they want, who say they want one thing and it really isn't the truth. So a woman wanting security and protection, or safety and security, however you look at it, that is
Security and protection.
Safety
and security.
It's the safety and security thing.
Right,
that
right.
a man, quote unquote, so we're just going off of archetypes here.
Yeah,
So
right.
not-
We don't know everybody in the world at this point in time, so we're just making
In the U.S., traditionally, I know right now there's an uprising of things being different, but still in the bedrock of our subconscious, men have a certain role, women have a certain role, or the masculine has a certain role and the feminine has a certain role.
Yeah.
Period, point blank. So whichever side you identify with, when you come into a partnership, those are the kinds of questions that grown-ups are looking at, because normally, think about even what Michelle was saying in her memoirs,
Obama.
right?
Yeah.
Obama. When she was younger, she in her 20s had already her law degree.
Yep.
She was a complete 100% individual. So that wasn't her point when she met Barack. Everyone knows the story for the most part, but she said something so key, that they were both 100% when they got together.
Ooh.
So I think whatever you consider 100%, and the effort counts, because these day and ages are different from when our parents and our grandparents came up. So what we have in our 30s and 40s, or whatever age, because you said that it was
30s and 40s. I'll catch everyone up in just a second. Wendy's gonna keep finishing.
I took a picture of an apple the other day, Roderick.
Lewis.
Don't over here and heat up my dinner. So all I'm saying is, YN, that's a really good post. There are a lot of people out here not being completely honest. A lot of people are willing to be in a situation not from love, and they're willing to be in a situation because it brings them a need, it fulfills a need.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's not necessarily a bad thing either.
Oh.
But just know what you're getting in the situation for. You know what I'm saying?
Effort is
that's
definitely.
what I was saying.
So for everyone who's just coming in, the question of the Love Lounge spawns from a post by our boy Edgar. Dating a woman after 30 is miserable because it's just a job interview. Miserable was the word. It's just a job interview. These women want to qualify you materialistically before they... to see if you can be their retirement plan. I'm purposely not giving background... feedback. I'm purposely not giving feedback so I can hear more voices. Okay, hold on. I'm going back up. I know we were talking, but I want to make sure I catch all of you. 2 seconds. Okay, so I got DJ Just Dave. You want to make sure the women won't leech off of you. Cam, whether we like it or not, we all get judged. So whether we volunteer information or just get asked, it's always an interview.
Yeah.
Says the 28-year-old. Now you finally got over 25. Cam, I'm proud of you. Cam is literally 20. The man is supposed to be the provider, says Just Dave. Now this starts to go into what Wendy was saying. Now we're talking about roles within the relationship and then the partnership. I am 36. I want a good, godly man who works hard and respects everyone. That's BSE, Brown Sugar Erica. If it ain't organic, I don't want it. That's Big Will talking to James. Mr. Jackson too. Honestly, I'm dating now because of our busy lives. We're only available on weekends, and we allow space and time for our usual vocations. And I think that's kind of what we have to do. Let me see. Young Egypt, you was watching that and couldn't wait to tell us, wasn't you? You already know. You already know. Jesus Just Dave, it's a man's duty and responsibility to do that. Be a woman's rock, but it is a woman's job and responsibility to give that man a reason to continue those responsibilities.
Yeah.
These are getting fun. Cam, even if you don't get interviewed, we can still get ghosted. That's that new shit. That's something the kids do. The kids do that. I'm listening.
Just the kids.
Not just the kids. Why, you doing it?
I'm not doing that, no.
Oh,
I give a text.
let me just make sure y'all can see Wendy in the back. She said, I do give a text.
Oh, no, don't put me in there, me.
Even if you don't get interviewed, we can still get ghosted because we're getting judged and compared to a woman's options. Cam always makes it more interesting.
Options are the devil.
I'm going to have to unpack that in just a second as well. Mm-hmm. Options are the devil. Cam says, so it is what it is. I saw the duty. I got you, babe. And Angie Lynn says, definitely that effort is important. James says, I'm 46, never been married or kids, just dating and selfish human resource towards women. I strive for hire on my team, James says. Okay, James. BSE says, Brown Sugar Erica, we both need to work hard and each put in 100%. Damn right. A lot of tricking going on, says Urban Counselor.
Yes.
And he's a therapist, so he hears what people are dealing with. That's why his and Mitson's opinions are very, very dear to me, because some of this stuff, like what could you do? Of course, some things aren't out of love because, but niggas can still get catfish. Yes. Dope creations. I agree with Wendy. I think the woman in the clip was just trying to ensure they're equally yoked. It is not always about the come up.
Let me tell you, if you can look at it mathematically, that's really what it is. It's still liability versus assets.
Woo! So there's more business. I call it Wendy. I call it the business of the heart.
Cute.
Because we get into a lot of the, what are you feeling? How do you think? How do you love? How do you feel? And that shit is dope. Some of this shit, though, is not up for grabs.
You need the feeling because that is going to be the thing that makes you want to work that hard.
I get it. Yeah, that's
right?
the feeling. Yes.
Because no matter if you and TJ, you love TJ.
Yes.
Any relationship is going to have a work component.
Yeah.
It's whether or not you're whistling while you're working or you motherfucking while you're working. That's the difference.
You either going to be whistling while you twerk. Okay. You're either going to be whistling while you twerk, or you going to be, nigga, you understand me? Like, what is we talking about? Louis Frazier, after 30, criteria is different. Talk about it, Louis Frazier.
It gotta be.
Marriage is a financial contract.
It is.
Love and marriage are two different things. We need an understanding. I'm even team prenup, but over 30, the goals are different. I can't say that you're wrong. I can't say that. And mind you, none of this is about a right or a wrong. Let it be known. But
and it's about what you want. See, like after 30,
if
all you want is to not be lonely during winter break, just know what you're getting into it for. It's man, when it's just for that one thing and then you try to extrapolate it, that's where problems can come in sometimes. Just understand what it is that you're trying to fulfill.
Yes. And we about to bring Kash in too. Kash, my bad. I'm so far back in these comments. I only just saw your thing right now. Yeah, no, option is the devil is wild. Don't move, my Kash. Here I come. I just saw that right now, but I'm trying to come down and high five everybody so you know you're all completely welcome in the Love Lounge. Hold on. I'm gonna read these comments and then we're gonna bring Kash in as well. Wait, where did I lost the convo. Hold on. You give what you get in relationships. True. You get what you give in relationships. Okay, true. Hold on. I feel like we should differentiate between the women looking to leech or just being clear about what they want.
Very true.
That's very true. Context is important, and without further investigation, they can look similar. I believe that's true. Kash, when you come in the live, this is something we're going to talk about. Context between if a woman is looking to leech or if a woman is looking to be clear about what they want. Those are two different things, and I do completely agree with that, Mitson. And in true masterminds form, Urban Counselor is next. Let's not go to the point if the woman thinks she's a baddie or if she's high on the mountain. It's a true thing. Ghosting is whacker than whack. Absolutely. And then Flower says, I ghost. Flower. Oh no, let me get my will done before I pass out. DJ Just Dave, I'm laughing.
That's hilarious. No. Ew.
Options are the devil was deep. Cause I don't like men who raise their voices. Girl, hell no. What do we Killer Cam? No, I'm sorry. White Dizzle says her options ain't your obligation. Pimp. Oh, man, he got all the ladies. Yes. Kash, here we come. Equally yoked. Yes. True. I understand a woman nor man not settling, and I'm for it. But having a list of demands, but small value, and not willing to build is the real headache. True, clear vision. I agree. True. And the business of the heart. I was gonna do that as a YN's words of wisdom or
like
something
that
on the episode.
Well, just know, building though, people are also at different levels of that building.
Shit. Wendy keep knocking me over the head, bro. This is good. Women's worth can't put a price. They're priceless, y'all. Everything deserving beyond words. Yes, James, I believe that. Absolutely. What's good, Armandsville? Here we go. It's so funny. Devin comes in here and right off the bat, we're already talking reckless. And I like it. Thank you. I like it. That's not Davon Calder. That's You Should Be Asleep Right Now. No, this is Davon and Devon. So it's two separate ones. No romance without finance, says BSC. Listen. Don't do it. I'm not ready. Davon said. You have to connect with someone that you can build with, but what can be a turnoff for some men when it is spotted is that all you want is the come up. It's like, okay, here we go again. That's Urban Counselor.
I got a friend. There's a site in California, if you work for certain state jobs and stuff,
yep,
you can see how much people make.
Yep.
He literally can tell when a woman has, like, the
looked him up.
From when he first hollers at a girl to after she's looked him up. He can tell. He's like, oh, she done been on Transparent.
And there's in stripper culture and exotic dancing culture, there's also a website. If any athletes come in there, they have a website that lets you know who's just signed. The picture is next to them, what they signed for, how many years, what's their worth. So if somebody comes in new on the Lakers, let's just say, and their money is guaranteed, where let's just say a new Rams player just got signed, but his money is not guaranteed or something like that, then the girls in the place know to spend more of their time with the individual whose money is guaranteed.
Well, look.
And if a baseball player comes in, all that shit is dead. They all go to the baseball player.
If you go into a place like that as an athlete, freaking Bundles of Brittany did a whole workshop with Deion Sanders, schooling the athletes on how not to get a woman like her.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're gonna put yourself in that situation,
because going to that area is a, that gets into another topic. Hold on, Cash, we're coming for you. I'm about companionship, says True. I want what they want, but if it's something I want also. So if you are open and clear about expectation, then it lowers the drama, which is true. It's way worse than y'all think, though, Cam.
It is way worse.
Things should come naturally. However, people have been playing games so long, it's hard to differentiate, says Just Dave. If you can't cheat, don't keep the receipt. Big Will.
What do you say?
If you can't cheat, don't keep the receipt. Mm-hmm. I'm laughing. And that's the part that kills the entire vibe of the relationship. And it's sad but true, says, that's Angie responded to DJ J. Be clear, a woman should pick a great leader and let them lead. But a great leader should also choose a spouse who can be a great advisor, mentally and evenly yoked. Yes. So a great man also listens before he leads, because it's about that counsel. Absolutely. Get White Dizzle. Cash, you might want to change your name before coming into the live based on this conversation. Cash.
Oh my God.
I'm laughing. Okay, hold on. Let's bring in I Take Dope Pics. What's good? Okay, hold on. Let's get Cash. Tell me if it's going. And the internet was out, it's not out, but it was doing that. Yeah, it was doing a weird thing. Okay, no, there you go. Hi, my cat. Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
See me? Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Hi, my cat. There go with the knife.
Hey, with the knife.
Hey,
What's up, y'all?
How you do? So for everybody that knows, thank you, Miss Deborah, for your Love Badge purchase. The Love Badger has joined the conversation. So if any of our folks join the conversation while someone is speaking, whether it's Wendy, whether it's Cash, or anybody like that, know that I still see you all. But I think it doesn't make for good content if I speak over people to acknowledge people. But I just want y'all to know you are seen, you are appreciated, and you are thanked for being here. We are thankful to have you. But I want to get into talking Cash Money. What's up, I break? Cash Money in the building. Okay. So there were two things. One, the fact that you definitely brought this topic to the table. You brought this topic, bro. And I was trying to hold off on this topic because at first you weren't in the room. So I was like, oh no, I don't want to get into it if he's not here. So I was trying to take us somewhere different, but then I was like, he might come. So when they said, no, go ahead. When I asked them, I said, would you guys still want to do the relationship topic? They were like, yeah. I'm like, all right, I'm summoning the spirit of Cash. Come to the love lab. I didn't even send it to you because we were already in it. But I was like, once I saw you, I said, yes, okay. So that's number one. You brought this topic to the room. The first question I'm going to ask is the exact question of the lounge, and it goes back to answering what we looked at on that meme from the Edgar guy, right? But the second question, just so you hear me say it, so I don't forget it, because I'm pretty good at that. Our Mitson, Okada, she was saying it's important to also discuss context when we're talking about people, if ladies are the ones coming in and looking for information, it's good to distinguish, am I looking for information in order to exploit it, or am I looking for information to understand what I'm getting into? I think those are two separate things, and I think she's right when she said that. But I want to give you the floor.
No, she's absolutely right. Like based off of even the comment that I sent you last night, like
Mm-hmm.
the job interview piece, I feel like is a little extreme. I've never felt like I was being interviewed, but
Right.
in the context of conversation, like, oh, well, what do you do? Oh, well, I do this, I do that. Oh, cool. You might not, if you ask me where I live in the first conversation, like, that's probably a red flag. Like, unless it's, like I said, in the context of the conversation, like, oh, it took me 35 minutes to get here. Like, oh, damn, where you coming from? Like, that's different than where you live. You know what I mean? So if it comes out in the flow of conversation, that's different. But as a 30-plus-year-old man, like, I understand it because, like you said, there are women out here that are leech and having that context. There's men that do it too. So I understand why a woman that has her quote unquote shit together will want to know what they're getting themselves into. Doesn't mean that she's not going to still entertain you, because I've seen it happen. Like, doesn't mean you have to be on her level or above, but it's like, come in, know what you're getting into, and from there you can make a decision as to how far you want to go. She might not be looking for anything serious. Like, those are the conversations you got to have. So it's like, if I come in like, oh, and people, obviously, why we know this, people look at me and they're like, oh, well, you're in the music business. You must be doing well. You do X, Y, Z. Your hairline is immaculate. They feel like they know all these things about me. They feel like they know all these things about me, and they, they pass judgment, good, bad, or indifferent, right?
Yeah.
So I've had the woman tell me lies about her background or about where she lived or about how much money she made because she felt like I needed that from her. And I'm like, men don't really give a damn about that.
No.
Like, am I physically attracted to you and are the vibes good? That's typically enough to at least get to a certain point with most men. I'm not necessarily looking for a woman that doesn't have her shit together, but if you're working on your credit, sweetheart, I might be able to help you with that. Like, it's
Right.
if you got everything else, right? You know what I mean? So it's all dependent upon what I'm feeling that day, how the vibes are, and vice versa. Like, I don't look at it like a one-way street. I feel like men are just as guilty of this as women are sometimes. And I understand it, especially if you are in a position to take care of yourself, which is big. It sounds simple, but it's a lot of people that can't. Grown people that cannot take care of themselves.
A lot of adults that are not taking. Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. So you're out here taking care of yourself, taking care of business. Like, it ain't even necessarily a monetary thing, right? You're sound in body, mind, and spirit. You got all those things going for you. And you meet somebody that may or may not be there. You know what I mean? So it's just a relationship thing that has to happen. Like, you have to have those conversations. You might not be as blunt as that clip you showed. I mean, obviously there was some satire there, but
right.
If you are that blunt, it's like, damn, okay. It feels transactional. Like, well, what can I do for you? It's like, okay, well, we about to decide how many kids we having, where we living, what vacations we taking. First of all, that's boring as fuck if I already know all these things coming in. But again, satire. So I get it, and how I laughed at it because it was kind of funny. But like, if it's men out here and women out here doing that to people, I ain't got nothing for you. Not that direct. Like, it needs to come out naturally and organically, in my opinion.
Yeah. And Urban Counselor just said something right now. There's a big difference between a helpmate and a fix mate.
Correct. You see? I'm not trying to fix. I'm not at the point in my life where I want to fix anybody. And I would assume a woman that I would be interested in isn't either. Like, okay, I might not be where I'm going to end up, but I don't feel like anybody should have to fix me. You know what I mean? So I 1000% agree with that. So,
question from me to you regarding all of this, because like you say, I just realized how much kind of deciphering that difference between how Mitson was talking about understanding what I'm getting into versus leeching off of somebody. that really modifies your comments to me last night, where you were like, I need you to know I'm actually not in full disagreement at all. Actually, I'm not in a lot of disagreement with the way that this gentleman is saying women are hard to date because they're interviews. He's like, what you were saying was, no, I think they want to understand. And if
Yeah.
you're talking about a woman in her 30s, if she's a businesswoman, if she's got her shit together, if you think I'm gonna have all my stuff together in these areas, and then Cash, I don't know if you ever seen this clip. A white man is interviewing Eartha Kitt in the outdoors of
Yeah.
like a back of a facility somewhere or whatever, right?
Right.
She's sitting there and he says, so if you find love, what are you willing to do to compromise, to change yourself in order to be in that relationship? And she was like, yo, when she said me, like she almost had to ask, like, who are you talking to? You talking to me? Like,
Yeah.
yo,
I remember that.
her response. Cash, I wasn't with TJ like at the time that I first saw that. I wasn't with TJ, and I was understanding what the gentleman was asking her. And I had just gotten to the point in my life, in my earlier 30s, I had just gotten to that point in my life where I'm like, bro, I can't be a boss chick in every arena of my life and a babysitter or a social worker with my pussy. Bitch, where?
For why?
Bitch, where?
Why would you do that?
Why? And I'll be honest with you, black woman talking to a black man. When I wouldn't lower my, no, I won't even say it like that. When I wouldn't bend my boundaries, that's really what it was. When I wouldn't bend my boundaries, I was called, oh, see, you that angry black woman that don't want to,
You
don't
up.
want to help build a nigga up.
I'm sorry. That's not my job.
And if
now, there are levels to this, right?
please, that's where, and this is where I was going.
So
help soften that up.
I'm not gonna say her name because some people on here probably know who she is, but she's a very prominent figure in Los Angeles. She's very successful. You probably know who I'm talking about. She was at the party. We've had several conversations about not her lowering or bending on her boundaries. That's not what we mean. But you are highly successful.
Yeah.
The likelihood that you're going to find somebody, a male counterpart, that's as high as you are,
yes,
not impossible, but you're really stripping down and teasing down the dating pool. And that was my message to her. Like, I'm not saying you got to date a guy or deal with somebody that's not doing shit, but let's say you meet a guy who's the assistant manager at some place, but he has a business plan. He wants to do this. He needs to do that. But maybe life knocked him down a few times. Maybe his mama messed up his credit when he was 13. Like, you don't know. Like, it's a lot of shit that you don't know about people until you sit down and have a conversation, right? But somebody in her position, and I told her this, I said, you'll be able to tell the difference.
Yeah.
Yes. If he starts talking and he starts doing and moving in a certain way, you're going to know, like, oh, he's not going to be where he is right now forever. Now, does that mean you fund his growth? No, not necessarily. No. But that means you can be counsel. You just used the word a few minutes ago. Like, oh, yeah, you should do that. I probably wouldn't do that. And this is why when I was here, I was doing this. It didn't really make sense. But you might want to think about doing X, Y, Z. Yeah. Cool. Most men respect that. Their ego is not too big to respect that, right? But I'm of the mindset where that P word, potential, gets people in trouble. It's like everybody got potential, right?
Everybody.
But it's like, how do you discern what you want to deal with? And I think Wynn was kind of touching on that too. Like, everybody has to determine what what works for them. Like what works for me might not work for the next person, right? But you have to have that conversation, and that's more determined by you than them.
Yeah. Yes.
You have to be secure in that. And I think that's more so what Michelle and Barack meant. Like 100% meaning they knew where they were. Because I would have called Cap on saying you 100% if you were still looking for a mate. Because I feel even we had that conversation. I feel like once you meet your partner, now you are whole.
Yeah.
Now you are whole, right?
Yeah.
But for where you were as whole as you could be.
That's the
without having
that's that 100%
your partner. Right.
Period.
Right. So yeah, I don't disagree with missing at all.
No. And what I love is we had this talk in the Love Lounge on Clubhouse some weeks back. I'm gonna wager to say it might even be the last recorded, the replays be on and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the last recorded room that we had, where we were talking about, it got into some of the potential, kind of talk and different stuff like that. And we ended up talking about being 100%, being healed. That, that's like a big thing right now in everybody's conversations. Being healed, being whole, and things like that. Hey to everybody in the Love Lounge, I see y'all. And Ninth came in the conversation. He was in the conversation that day. And he came off mute because he was like, he sounded frustrated, I'll be honest with you. Because he was like, healing is a lifelong journey and process. Some of y'all gonna go to y'all grave single, tired, and unhappy because you're waiting for someone to be 100% healed. He says everybody who thinks they're 100% healed from anything they've ever gone through, I'll wager whether you actually are, because every new situation you get in has the potential to scratch those scabs off. You'll always be healing in that regard. Not saying everyone taking their trauma with them like on some bag lady shit. We talked about that in just this last week's. Conversation where I almost said the person's name, but it's someone you and I know. And they were saying they've been on dates with young ladies and they start with, well, I have abandonment issues. At dinner. At the first dinner. I have abandonment issues, so you can't.
You're going to still have them after this dinner. You about to have them today, too.
You about to have them right now. You can't. Wait.
Let me get that check. No, I'm messing.
But Cash, here's the funny thing. When the individual was saying, they were in the Love Lounge. So if you were there that day, then you know who I'm talking about. But they were in the Love Lounge. When that person brought that up, it was a Love Lounge after dark. So, that's a different population. I'm actually learning more people when I do the Love Lounges after dark. There were people, gentlemen, I don't know. I've never seen them back in the Love Lounge. They were like, yo, that shit happened to you too? So it's not like it's you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not unique, apparently.
No, it's not. Not.
Should there be like a dating class?
But,
like what should be
my God. I don't think it's a right or wrong answer though. Like me and Knife kind of bump heads about this. Like,
oh really?
Not the healing versus healed combo. Because that part I do agree with. But
yeah, I understand that completely. Because
nobody's completely healed. But he has an aversion to therapy. I'm like, nigga, I don't understand.
Oh.
I'll put it this way. Before I started doing therapy, I didn't see the real value in it.
Understood.
And until you really understand what it is, I don't think you can speak to it. Because it's like, oh, yeah, all right. Well, I just don't understand it. Okay, cool. We'll say that. Don't say it don't work. Because there is something to be said about, let's flip it. let's say you and somebody are having a conversation initially, pre-TJ, because obviously you kind of out of the game right now. So you having a conversation with a dashing young fellow that happens to be 6'5", and we know your type. And he comes out and says, well, I just started going to therapy the last couple of years. These are some things that I found out about myself, but I'm working through them. That's a different way to say it, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have those issues still.
True.
But it means he or she could be working through them.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, how can I say, just because, like I said, it's all about context. If we're having a conversation and we just getting to know each other and we're both like, oh, yeah, I'm in therapy. Yeah, I found out a few years ago I have some abandonment issues. But it's like, you're working through those things.
Right.
We're talking about it. Right? Doesn't mean I'm not your therapist. So I'm not here to like help you heal per se, but I'm not here to reinforce the bad shit either.
Right.
So it's like you kind of have to meet people where they are. Like somebody put it in the chat. You really have to meet people where they are sometimes.
Yes.
To a level. Like, and that goes back to your boundaries. Like, all right, am I willing to put up with all of this, or am I willing to sign up for all of this, or am I okay with it just being some of this? Like, oh, okay, well, you had a traumatic event take place when you were. I mean, this is something that I know most men on this live and beyond can probably say they know at least one woman that's been abused or something like that. It's becoming more and more prevalent. Like, I feel like every other woman that I've talked to, it's like, damn, like I had no idea. But that's something that they have to live with and unpack that probably never really goes away. Like how they treat and view men. Right? So it's like you have to work through that if you feel like that person is worthy of that, right? So if somebody says they have abandonment issues, but I'm looking at them like, well, they seem to be working through it. I haven't gotten any inklings or red flags that this is not a great situation for me. I wouldn't necessarily call for the check right away. You know, I'll hear her out. You know, we have a conversation. But
but then it goes back to what you said. Thank you, Bubba Jones, for your love badge purchase. But it also goes back to what you said too, Cash. It comes back to the context and placement of how you're talking about this. If you, and this is going to something that Crimson just said, if you sit down to eat, the bread and the butter come, y'all just about to order drinks, and she says, so, got abandonment issues, so you can't leave me. No, but I'm gonna give you some pussy later. So, how's your day been? That's all.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's 0 to a Billy. Real quick. That's in my opinion altogether different from everything you had just said. I also want to go back to some comments that people made when you were talking about therapy and things like that. Young Egypt brought up, he said, what we're doing is therapy right now. And with the fact that you have trained therapists, not practicing, but trained therapists right here, and you have 2 actual practicing therapists that are here every week called the Masterminds, Mitz and Okada, and Urban Counselor. When you're in here, half of the time we're discussing topics, why everything stays love culture and respectful, and we're always able to reframe and redirect stuff. Well, yeah, you got a squadron of fucking therapists kind of holding down and you know, in child development, my first degree, I always think about the corners of every room, the corners of all the tables in your room. And when you have a new learning how to walk toddler, you put the bumpers or you put something, you try to make all of those things rounded so people don't just being themselves accidentally run into something and hurt themselves. That's how I feel about these conversations. Any of these conversations that we have, shit, how did we talk about when we brought it up? We were saying last night, hey, when we talk about this, we're going to talk about it cool because it can turn into a, and I said, I told you, not on my fucking watch. Not on my watch, because, and I think that's the dope part. What happened?
Yeah, I was agreeing with you. The finger point.
Oh yeah, and I think that's something that in love culture we have the privilege of doing. Trey Lamont brought something up, though. I did want to just say, just because I saw it. The question was, do you think the ideas about therapy is a cultural thing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's cultural. It's generational. It's me telling my mom about, like, my mom's 61. I love her.
Right.
She's not going to therapy, fam. Like,
Right.
it's
Right.
it's my mom got issues. I mean, she's not on Instagram. I can say it. Like, my mom got issues from her mama to her daddy.
Yeah.
Like, all type of issue. But it's funny, I can see it because I know what it looks like now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've just compiled all this historical data from just years and years of just listening to her talk and just how she talks to me and my brother and her friends and other family members. And I'm like, not like, my mom's obviously awesome. Like, me and my mom are pretty much the same person.
Yeah.
Like,
100.
my mom is hilarious, like, straight up. But
Yeah.
but when it comes to having those type of conversations, I know she hasn't done the work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's one of those people that I'm like, when the Lord call her home, when he see fit, she probably gonna still be carrying some of that weight with her. You know what I mean? Unfortunately. But
Right.
I don't push as hard as I used to. It's one of those things where I know she has to choose that path for herself. So,
Absolutely.
but yeah, I definitely think it's cultural and definitely generational too.
Yeah.
Black people have this weird relationship with it. I feel like people are waking up to it, or at least being more open to it, for sure, than I would say even like 10 years ago. That might have been one of the better things about the pandemic, which is hard to find good shit, but people had to sit at home with themselves. Like, you had to be at the crib and sit in that. And that was like, damn, well, maybe I should give that shit a try. Like, I can't really handle all this shit by myself. Let me try it. And a lot of companies are offering it for free now. It's incentivized. Like,
Yes.
your health and savings accounts might improve and all these other things. So it's not as taboo as it was 10, 15, 20 years ago. So I do definitely think it's cultural, especially between black folk. We just, boy, we
There's
got a lot
lot
of trauma.
and there's a lot that in I don't know why we keep going back to Michelle Obama, but her book, I loved it. But I remember when she was talking about wanting to quit her 6-figure legal job because she wasn't happy. And her mom looked at her and was almost like, happy? Do you know what all me and your father had to give up so we can make sure that you went to those schools? The fuck happy? Happy, huh? And guess what? I understand what her mom is. Cash, I understand her mom's stance. At the same time, I completely understand Michelle's too. And
Yeah.
I don't know, and that may be urban and myths, and y'all can chime in on this. I don't know that there's a right when it comes to those sorts of things. When in certain generations, almost in survival mode, maybe, Cash, some of our ancestors, maybe not even so far back, ancestors, had to pile some shit on just to make it through. Hear me and hear me clearly.
Absolutely.
Time to process. Bro, if you don't hand me that broom so I can make this 6 cents, so I can make sure I go home and put this motherfucking food on this and don't give me no shit. I don't want to hear nothing. And I'm just saying all that like that because I'm seeing one of my babies, Hassani, and I'm seeing my love Carrington talking about what you were saying with your mom. They both were expressing with their dads. You know what I'm saying? And wanting to do some of that. And I know it's tough, Hassani. I know it is. I'm not saying it's not. Oh, no. I'm not saying it's not tough. You know what I'm saying? Hi, my Sherelle Alexander. But I'm definitely not going to say it's not tough. I'm also saying I don't know that there is any right answer. Urban Counselor says, yes, yes, yes. Our ancestors didn't have time to process feelings. We had to stay strong in the face of adversity.
Absolutely.
That's just what it was. I think it was just this is a really wild, I was about to get deep accidentally, kind of off of relationships. What do you feel about this statement? Only in the last maybe generation or two have Black Americans, descendants of slaves from West African and Caribbean families, we might have just started learning how to live.
Oh
Because
yeah,
we have been, you see what I'm saying? Because everything was survival, fight or flight,
oppression.
cortisol high, diabetes
Yeah,
high, hypertension high. Because everything is okay. Where's the next thing? Where's the next thing, nigga? What, nigga? I know what the fuck. I know you would not. Bloods and Crips out here protecting ourselves from the Watts riots from the fucking cops that took. You know where I live? Over the street is called Firestone. Going down, if you get off on the west of it is Manchester. That's over by LAX, right? You take
yeah.
Manchester all the way down, it ends up turning into a street called Firestone. You go Firestone across some train tracks on a street called Alameda. That was historically a very, very white, affluent space. Right now, it's all Latino. It's like mostly Latino. But you go over there, all white. The 1965 riots, the Watts riots, if you've ever heard of Watts riot, when they
Yeah, of
did
course.
Watts Stacks, my mom and them
Yeah,
performed in that. That was
yeah.
Stax Records saying, thank you for keeping the peace, Watts, all these years after y'all turned the fuck up and brought the National Guard out. That's all this area, by the way. A kid from this area was walking home from school, police, bored, don't got nothing else better to do, picked that boy up, dropped him over there on the white side across those train tracks and left him there. And the good old boys, the white boys, took him apart. They went back to pick up the pieces of that boy and brought him over here. He was alive, but I'm just saying he was beat up. And brought him over here. And it was a single mother. And she said, I'm so fucking tired of y'all doing this. And all the men stood up like, hey, yo, we're not dealing with this no more. Like, fuck you, fuck y'all. Y'all not going to do this to her. They took her son to jail for getting in a fight that they put him in. And they were outside of the jail going the fuck off. And all of that is the predecessors to Bloods and Crips. Crips came first, Bloods came second. But all of that, right after that, because I said 65, 4 years later in Oakland, there go the Panthers. So you see what I'm saying? It was like these
Yeah.
places was like, we're not taking you continually fucking with us. Talking about kids. There go your son right there. Hi, Chad. But but I think about, what happened? Cash left. Oh, his phone might have died. He went off way too fast. I don't know why he left. Cash, you still there, babe? Can y'all see if Cash is still there? I'll start reading some of your comments. But I only bring this up, y'all, to say, after a while, people got so tired of being fucked with that, there he goes. Wait, where'd he go? Cash, view request. There we go. Here it goes. It looked like his phone had died, maybe. Let me see. Your phone died?
I had a phone call.
Oh, okay. Oh, hold on. I don't know why it goes down. Okay. All right. No. But yeah, I only brought up that whole story to say it was so that kind of stuff feels like survival to me. It feels like everybody like this. The Black woman stressed the fuck out because she was already a single mom and didn't have somebody there, but she's going to this precinct saying, give me my son. And all of the men in the neighborhood, they was probably husbands and they probably were single. They probably had other things that they was doing, but it's like, how much are we going to allow this to happen? So when you listen to Chronic, in the front of the Chronic, all that was somebody that's not a record, that wasn't pre-recorded. Somebody went out with material and walked up to somebody and said, if I gotta die today for this Black motherfucker to live right here, I'm a dead motherfucker. Like, it was just everybody saying, like, no, we're not gonna let this keep happening. We're gonna bring the National Guard out here if you don't give this woman her son back. Because her son is all of our sons. Like, at some point, you see what I'm saying? So I'm thinking about that. Like we just said, that's 65. Every generation loosely is 20 years, let's just say. So that's what I'm saying. These last 2 generations only have Black Americans maybe felt like we lived, right?
Yeah.
That shit is wild. Yeah. My kid Hassani is saying, I love this. Why? This is so important. I love that. He was my first he was in my first class. My first semester I ever taught at the college level.
Oh,
So he
PCC
qualified.
or somewhere else?
At PCC, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm only saying all of that because talking about the generational differences in how people view therapy and how people even view stuff like happiness. It's like we're just getting to sit and be ourselves, my guy Mars. We're just getting to be ourselves and finally feel like we can love. Do you think that sometimes in the Black community especially, we don't know that we are worthy of love? Look at my Amber. Oh, Amber. I love that woman.
Hey, Amber.
I love you.
I
know
think
you're worthy of love.
I think it's defined differently for us. Like, I mean, I keep using my mom as an example. Like, the way my mom showed love was hard. It was providing. It was making sure that, my mom raised me and my brother essentially by herself. I mean, she had her sisters in her village per se, but like in her household, it was just her. So like my mom wasn't the super affectionate. We talked about that before, but like super like, oh, I love you. Oh, nah, that wasn't her way. Her way was, I'm gonna make sure you eat every day. I'm gonna make sure you got everything you need to go to school. You got clean clothes, shoes, whatever you need to get where you need to go.
Yeah.
So it's almost, I mean, I hate the term tough love, but that's really what it was. Like, she's softer now,
yeah.
But at that time, like, nah. She was like, all right, I got 2 boys. We in the projects.
Right.
I got to make sure they make it out of this unscathed. Period. By any means necessary. So she felt like she couldn't be hard. Like, so it's carrying her own shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And still working and making sure that we had what we needed. So I can't look at her and be like, well, I can't believe you won't go to therapy. It's kind of like, I mean, you did the best with what you had.
Period.
But like, I feel like it's not necessarily about being worthy of love. This is just about how we had to show it all these years. Like, it was, I mean, we've talked about, even to take it back to relationships, like 50s, 60s, and even before, like our grandparents, like their relationships were a lot different than ours. It was like, first of all, the woman couldn't do anything without a man. She couldn't even have a bank account, right? So the way a woman related to a man was completely different when our grandparents were raised. So it was like, all right, bro, you know what you got to go do.
Right.
You gotta get married. You gotta take care of these kids and this woman. Period. As a woman, you gotta take care of this household. When that man get off work, make sure he can eat, relax, don't bother him. Make sure the kids are taken care of.
Yep.
So he can go to sleep, so he can get his ass up and work another long, hard day, whatever his manual labor or whatever job he might have had. That was their life.
Right.
But then, as you say, as generations go on, it gets a little better. Women's rights come into play. Now it's starting to kind of even out. In a lot of cases, Black women are more educated than men, Black men at this point. So it's like, now the tables have turned.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about relearning what that love looks like. It's not just about providing, but sometimes, Wendy said it earlier, traditionally, that is still in the back of our heads.
Yeah.
The men should be providing. The women are somewhat homemakers, right?
Yeah.
But you got to do what works for you. My brother and my sister-in-law are a perfect example. My brother and my sister-in-law both do very well.
Yes.
But my brother still pays the mortgage.
Right.
My sister-in-law makes sure the girls are good. So it's like, not because she can't do it, but because my brother's there and they choose to live it. They choose to run their household that way.
Right.
So but I'm glad they're in a position to do so. But everybody else out here, you just got to figure out what works for you.
Yeah.
Period.
And I think that's another piece of what we're experiencing in this conversation. For any of you who are just joining us, we're talking about what dating in your 30s and 40s looks like today. And the meme that we saw said that dating a woman after her 30s is miserable because it turns into being a job interview. And we're looking at that with a lens that's providing context to what and it wasn't that that was the issue for me personally. I never answered. For me personally, that meme only got squeaky when at the end it said she's looking to assess you materialistically so that she knows whether she can come up off of you or she can have a retirement plan. And it's like, I think that's, I mean, I don't know which women, I don't want to discount anybody's experience. That could be somebody. You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
For me and the level of ladies that I know, the type of love culture ladies that we are cultivating in here, she says you keep getting kicked out of the live. I don't know why. Okay. I hope this is being stable. But with me and the ladies that I know, because we've worked to put ourselves in smart situations, whether it be how we've put our schooling, we've have a few years in on a Roth IRA, let's just say, we've diversified a portfolio somewhere, we have assets. You see what I'm saying? We do an asset. We do what we need to do. You know, part of that, no, can I be honest though? Some of that is all of my girls, when we have our meetings, when we have our this and that, we're not going to brunch. We're probably all going to a workout. We're women in our 30s and 40s. My metabolism been 86 me. Hello? I don't know if it still exists, but in 2018, hips, God said, hippier. That's what God told me. Hello?
Look,
that's what God said.
More.
I was like, hey, yo. Like, and it just happened overnight to the point where jeans I wore 3 weeks prior, I couldn't fit. And it was like, that's why people don't see me in jeans. I just be like, nigga, I don't know what this body wants to do, huh? So I'm just gonna let it go. Inner radiance, look, we're black women. You understand? We're hippie. Hello. But so I say that though, because a part of my investment, not just because I'm in entertainment, but because as my body being a temple, if you think I'm gonna put $6K into a Roth IRA every year and be diligent about that and my returns on those investments, and then I'm gonna put chicken McNuggets in my mouth every day, sit in my ass, and not put in the same type of anticipated return on it, you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I can't care about my bank account more than my fucking body. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I had to go from the live earlier because I've been drinking crazy water. So I had to remind myself on Tuesdays I gotta start putting my cutoff for my water earlier because I peed twice before getting the. I'm like, bro, and I mean, but these are all things. I'm just saying all that because these are real considerations. These are women of their 30s and women of their 40s. This is the only body we get.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only one I got. Now, some people might feel like they can, get surgeries and stuff like that. And that's, I feel this is another topic for another day, but I feel like we should have this conversation too. BBL, DDLs, if that's even really a thing. I just like that because it's funny. BBL, DDL, how people microwave relationships and what today's music sounds like, I think is a trifactor.
Hell yes. Yes.
I think it's just, they're concentric circles around the same non-varying issue in the center. And that's what I'm trying to say. That's a conversation we are going to have because it is its own love lounge. That's its own life. Because we can go. We can go. And I'm only saying that because I got to go meet TJ at the gym. So I know I can't spend too long. But I'm giving all of us that to say there's a priority in not just everything I do around me, but shit, in my late 20s, Cash, can I be honest? In my late 20s, anything from 17 to 19-year-old boys to 38-year-old men were shooting their shot. And it's not because I'm that fucking fly. At one day, I just had to look around to see what was their options. Who was their other options? Cash. Them young girls felt like they would be young forever and their metabolisms would be quick forever. These little women were not in that. You remember I was a college counselor for and for your first few years of college, you see the track star come in and leave out looking way different. Mm-hmm. And she figures since I've always run and done stuff, I can eat any way I want. Your 17-year-old running all the time metabolism does not behave the same as your 24-year-old. I only work out or run sometimes metabolism.
Absolutely
so
not.
Not the same. Listen, not the same. Not the same thing. So I'm just giving everybody that to say, as a woman, because I will say this, which is going to get into that other conversation. The ladies was mad when Kevin Samuels brought that as a piece to the table when they was looking for their 6-figure men and they high value men. When he brought up, well, how do you look and what is your dress size? Mind you, he was also a fashion consultant. But when he brought up physical appearance, ooh, there was some real pushback to that.
And I never understood it. Why? Because
it was,
sometimes his delivery was harsh, sometimes, but I've heard women have conversations about men's appearance, like, and by no means are we turning this into a Kevin Samuels conversation, but there was some truth to it. Like, there was some definitely truth to it. Like, you want to be physically attracted to the person that you're with. Now, I'm under 6 feet, no beard. I know plenty of women that'll be like, oh, yeah, I only date men that are 6'2" and above.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I get the fuck out the way because I'm not 6'2". No matter how I can work out every day. I can work out. I can drink water. I'm not going to be 6'2" tomorrow.
No.
So if that's what you're attracted to, hey, go for it. Yeah. That's perfect. I've never like planted a tree for shade on that. You got it. Now, if a man turns around and says, I don't want to date a woman that ain't got no ass, and you straight up and down like 6 o'clock, how you mad at him? And you just said you want a nigga that's built like LeBron James. It's the same conversation.
Yes, it is. Yes,
so
it is.
You can't be mad at a man for being physically attracted to what he's physically attracted to when you have your own attributes that you're attracted to physically. So it's all subjective, right? But it's like, come on, man. Like, I didn't get that, but I understood what he was saying because the pool, as you so eloquently put it, your pool changes when your tax bracket changes. Period. There's no way around it.
Cash. I sometimes when I be having that type of conversation with people, I'm like, okay, so wait, do you think that sometimes people don't hear that because they haven't yet experienced it? Notice I say yet experience it because I have plans for all of people who want to traverse that socioeconomic strata.
Right.
They can. You can. Easily, right. You can. The thing is, in the same way that relationships work, are you willing to put in? I was listening to, who was it? Somebody like Master Investor or somebody on Joe Budden's podcast, like his name was Storm, if I'm not mistaken. He said for your unborn child, if you create a Roth IRA for your unborn child right before they're about to be born. Put the 6K in today, never touch it again. That child will be a millionaire when they're 65. And because you started the Roth IRA for the child as a minor, they don't have to pay taxes on it.
Mm-hmm.
If you knew better, you'd do better, is what Yo-Yo always would tell me, right? So when I hear stuff like that, it's like, if you know that 3,500 calories is a pound, if you know that this much, I don't know, Sprite, let's just say, I think I had something over, okay, never mind. I had like a Sprite or whatever, a little 8-ounce thing was like 160 calories, let's just say. Even if you spread it out through the week, if you have 7 Sprite cans, you are getting yourself close to a pound off of just this. I told TJ, I said, when I stopped drinking sugary drinks, when I would go to the gym, put my ass on the line for an hour, let's say jogging or something like that, as much and as best I could, and I would see, just imagine, I burned 300 calories. I can drink 1 Sprite and 160 of that is gone.
Yep.
You got me fucked up. You think I just spent a 1 hour of my life doing something I didn't want to do, by the way. It's not like I was salsa dancing or playing basketball. This is something I already did not want to do. And I can blow that whole hour of time that I'll never get back because I was thirsty for something with sugar in. So I promise you, I'm so serious. When I realized that discrepancy, that the drinks at Starbucks and stuff like that, that's when I start just getting coffee and I'll fix it up on the side because I know how much this cream is worth. I know how much this and that, and no sugar. Fuck the sugar. Just give me whatever I need. Bro, I couldn't believe how quickly you can just pack shit on. And like you say, certain things are just math. 3,500 calories is 1 pound. If you want to stay the exact same weight you are, all you need to do is 7 days a week, burn 500 calories. Walk for 30 minutes, do a couple more things, and, dance to some jazzercise shit. Let's just say, who knows? 500 and you will maintain. If you never want to gain 1 pound for the rest of your life, all you have to fucking do. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like, this is some of this is not as hard as we're making it. In relationships, okay, you want someone to spend time with, and I'm thinking of the individual. We're wrapping up, but I'm also thinking about the individual who is a head lady in LA. Beautiful lady. Okay, imagine lady makes $250K in LA, and $250K is a cool amount that a lot of people in LA don't make, rappers included, probably rappers especially, but we'll leave that alone. Rappers included. So if this individual, I'm being a dick right now, my bad. Okay, so if this individual has a bigger desire to want to gel with somebody, you want your heart taken care of. Because guess what? A man that makes 300K can hit you, can have kids all up and down on you, can lose that shit, and then what? Now is he not as attractive or valuable in your eyes?
Right.
Okay. So you have this individual that you think you want. The reality is, how do you want to feel at the end of all this? What do you need him to bring at the table? What do you need him to bring to the table, rather? Because certain women be like, I brought the table to the table. Okay, that's nice. It's still not a body at night to hold. It's still not somebody to go downstairs when there's a bump in the night that you don't know what it is. It's still not somebody that'll go with you just to be in the carpool lane so you can go get your favorite curly fries. Just because they just your road dog. If they're your friend too. So what does the person need to bring to the table then? What do you need? And what do you want? I mean, like, I know that sounds crazy because every other opinion is going to tell you he needs to this and he needs to that and he needs to, and everybody's saying what he needs to do is probably single and a big bitch too.
Yeah, I never understood that. Why people take advice from single people? Like that type of advice.
All he needs to do. At the time me and TJ met, I made at least 3 times what he made. And he was 8 years my junior. Still is, clearly. Time don't change. 8 years my junior. So at the end of it all, when that's a whole nother episode, when things happen, how things happen for us. When things started to zero in on us, I'm like, bro, you a big boy. And I don't mean that in his stature. I'm talking about he is a big energy. Can you hold and handle all of you? Or when we're seeing, well, I don't know, some foul play in the phone somewhere, or if we're seeing this and that, I'm telling him, like, hey, you know, all this is telling me is that you don't know how to hold your weight. You don't think that you're as dope as you are. So you still look for validation of your dopeness in other women. I said, notice you never look for it in other men. Not even like men like gay shit. I'm talking about like just men like you're looking for Cash. Like you over here trying to look for validation from Cash. Let's just say. Or he would try to look for validation from fill in the blank. I said, notice it's never that. You have a pattern. I'm not even judging your pattern, my boy. Because what I'm telling you is you can keep doing this, and I'm letting you know that the consequences of those actions that you can't, you can choose your choices, but not your consequences. Those consequences for that actions is all just saying, I want to continue to find my worth in a bunch of women. And ain't no problem with that. Rhapsody. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm telling them, if that's what you want, it's also saying that you don't want this. Because I ain't a sucker ass nigga, right? You can't have both. If you want to play the field and you want to see what other females is on and what they doing, go check on them. I'm happy that you want to check on. You have such a heart to check on all these bitches. Go check on them. And I'll deal with me. Because I've been dealing with me. Me and Rap can go hang somewhere and never have to have some company of a nigga coming up to us or this and that. We can just hang because she enjoys herself and I enjoy myself and we just enjoy our time together. I don't even know that she would hang with me if every time she had some action at something that felt like validating stardom, let's just say, I was over there like, oh my God, that's my sis. That's my sis. You know, that's Rhapsody right there, and I'm her sis. Huh? West Coast. Like, imagine every time something good happened to Rap, YN had to be like, that's my sis right there. Oh, wow. Y'all don't see my thumbnail in the corner? It's broke, but it's there. Ha, ha, ha. She my nigga. Ha, ha, ha. Imagine, there are people who are like that, right, Cash? I have to be somewhere in the picture.
You definitely know. You know I know it. You know I know it.
That's the same.
Get the fuck away from me.
That same energy for gentlemen who don't recognize it. That's the same energy you are holding on to when you are looking to be validated by hopping in DMs, entertaining extra women when that's not something that you agreed upon with your partner. Because there are open relationships. So if you said this earlier, Cash, if you have these talks with your partner, sometimes you don't know what they would be down with. You see what I'm saying? Don't count it out. But it's just when you start to, like Urban Counselor says, that's a sign of attention seeking, and that attention seeking is an insecurity, says the licensed clinical social worker therapist, my homeboy, Urban Counselor. So I'm just letting it be known. I'm not talking out the side of my neck when I say this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that TJ and I ended up going through and growing through if we wanted to keep it together. And you talk about how many ladies are staying through after that. Because that, in my world, was a conversation with him. I'm like, yo, you
No.
have options. You have options. He was learning. He was learning this shit, Cash. We're all learning. And thank you,
But
Mrs. Absolute.
but but that speaks to the C word, compatibility, because you had to be secure enough in where you were to even take that time to say what you said to him. Because most people would have been like,
yeah,
I'm out. Or at least they say they would, right?
yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm being
Niggas be capping. But yeah,
got you.
I'm all for that. Like compatibility it rules the day. That's my favorite word when it comes to relationships because it literally means whatever it needs to mean for you.
Yeah.
That's why I love it so much.
Missing, write that
Compatibility
down
is
too. Write the C word down, and he put the P word. Write both of those down, please, and put them in the chat for me. Sorry, because we're gonna make a talk about that. The P word, which was potential, and the C word, which is compatibility. Please continue, Cash.
yeah, I mean, you meet somebody and they're not prepared for you, you have a choice. You can say, when somebody said fix me, the fix mates, I could try to fix him or her, or I could just meet them where they at. Like, okay, cool. I'm gonna let you know what I'm on. I'm not about to tell you what you could or should do. I'm not gonna tell you what you should do. I'm gonna just be like, hey, if you continue to do what you're doing, this is where it's gonna lead. Period.
Right.
But that was a road that you chose. You could have went a different way. You could have been like, oh, fuck that nigga. Or you could have known he was doing that, played dumb, and still been running your game over here.
A yesteryear, a YN in her 20s. That is what I.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that.
You
have to tell me,
bro.
that.
I forget how long we've known each other. So that's why I'm just sitting here like, wait, like. But that's why I say that's the whole nother talk because I'm telling you honestly and just transparently. In this relationship, I said, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this for real. And I said, this relationship is gonna be different from any previous relationship because I will only make moves after having consulted God and listened and heard a response. Because some people be like, oh, I only do things when I've consulted God. And then whether God has answered or not, or said anything or not, they'd be like, all right, God taking too long. And this nigga fine. So, so this nigga thought they were going to play on me. Fuck out of here. What you mean? I'm out here. What? I'm out. And listen, we talked about the music piece.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the rhetoric. That's the rhetoric of how to do it. And people is all single, fucked up, sad, and unhappy.
Yeah.